When it comes to body language, nobody does it better than Italians. Hand gestures, facial expressions, and posture play an essential role in Italy. They are the essence of conversation as much as punctuation is to writing. Hand gestures constitute a vital part of Italian communication. In fact, one could say that most conversations are incomplete without them. Did you know that there are at least 250 Italian hand gestures that locals use on a daily basis? What you probably don't know is that the need to find a common non-verbal code to communicate traces back to the fall of the Western Roman Empire, when the arrival of new immigrants and colonizers from other regions of the world forced people to find new ways of communicating to overcome language barriers. That is why gestures still play such an important role to Italians. It helps them better understand each other. It adds emphasis to their speech. It gives them that theatrical and dramatic tone when they speak that everyone around the world loves so much. Whether you just moved there for work, or you're there for study or for travel, or visit your friends and family, here are 17 of the most common hand gestures Italians use every day, including what they mean, when to use them, and most importantly, how to do them. Pronti? Ready? Cominciamo! Let's get started! Ciao ciao, mi chiamo Michelle, sono The Intrepid Guide, la vostra guida per imparare l'italiano, per viaggiare o per entrare in contatto con le vostre origini italiane come me, attraverso il mio metodo originale 80-20. Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm the Intrepid Guide, your guide to learning Italian for travel or to connect with your Italian heritage just like me, all by using my unique 80-20 method. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell notification so you get an alert when I post more videos like this one. Cominciamo! Let's get started. Number 1. Now this is perhaps the most classical and well known among Italian gestures. Although it is widely used among Italians and fits in a variety of situations, its use around the world is sometimes mistaken. If you're wondering, what does this actually mean? Well, here is everything you need to know about this famous Italian hand gesture. The name I've given it is the pine cone hand or the finger purse. Associated phrases include ma che fai, meaning what are you doing? Ma che vuoi, but what do you want? Ma dove vai, but where are you going? Ma perché, but why? And basically any other question. You use it when someone says something a bit silly, you're annoyed, exasperated, or confused about someone's actions. To do it, gather your fingertips in one imaginary point, keeping your fingers stretched out and hold your hand upwards. Now this gesture is very sarcastic and it's often accompanied by a confused or a disagreeing look. Attenzione, careful. This gesture is mostly funny and ironic, but it can also be quite aggressive if your facial expression is livid and accompanied by more colorful expressions, stating that someone is saying or doing something stupid, as in, ma che cazzo stai dicendo, as in, what the hell are you doing, or what the F are you doing, or what the F are you talking about? Number 2. If you're really craving something to eat, here's a hand gesture you can try. This one is called the spaghetti gesture, and a similar phrase could be, che ne dite di una spaghettata? How about a round of spaghetti? Now when do you use it? You use it when you're hungry and craving spaghetti, so you suggest to your group of friends that you make a spaghettata, a round of spaghetti. So how do you do it? You use your index and middle finger to imitate a fork picking up spaghetti with your elbow facing sideways. No matter what time it is, spaghetti is always a great idea. Okay, maybe not for breakfast. Number 3. The next hand gesture is also food related. No surprises there. This one is called the yum gesture, and a similar phrase could be che buono, meaning yummy. You use this Italian gesture to say that the meal is molto buono, delicious. For example, to compliment your friend's mum's cooking. So how do you do it? You poke your cheek with one index finger and twist the finger back and forth. This gesture is very emphatic and usually used with kids. Number 4. This Italian gesture can be quite confusing because it has two meanings depending on the facial expression. If you do it with a serious expression, then it means watch out, and it can be quite intimidating. This one is called the occhio gesture, the eye gesture. And a similar phrase could be stai attento, be careful, or watch out. So when do you use it? You use it when you want to warn someone. You use your index finger to gently tug at your bottom eyelid. Use this with caution, particularly in Sicily, because it recalls the mafia communication code. The meaning of this gesture changes completely if you perform it with a cheeky smile. The second meaning is used to say someone is furbo or furbetto, meaning sly or clever. You use it to talk about someone who is being sly, clever, or someone who did something tricky and sneaky. It doesn't mean intelligent in the sense of smart or righteous. It's more about being in the right place at the right time, chasing the opportunity and taking advantage of someone or something. Number 5. This Italian gesture is used when a drastic and unexpected change occurs, and it's called from riches to rags. A similar phrase is da così a così, literally from this to that. So when do you use it? You use this hand gesture in Italy to express that something or someone has drastically changed, such as a situation or a person's behavior. To do it, place one hand with your palm facing downwards and then flip it over with the palm facing upwards while speaking. Number 6, when you've had enough of something or someone, this gesture will come in handy. It's called the basta gesture or the enough gesture. A similar phrase could be basta, enough. Use this Italian gesture to say that you've reached your limit, you can't do it anymore, or you've had enough. Basta. So how do you do it? Cross your hands over one another and draw an imaginary horizontal line level with your chest. This gesture can either be offensive or non-offensive, depending on your audience and the tone you use and your facial expression. The next Italian hand gesture has to do with superstition. This is called the horns gesture. This Italian gesture is used to protect yourself from the evil eye or against anyone who's bad-mouthing or jinxing you. So how do you do it? Outstretch your pinky and index fingers with your hand facing downwards to look like horns. Now make sure your fingers are pointing downwards and not upwards, because pointing them upwards means that someone is cheating on their partner. It's not unusual in Italy to find little horns like these little chili peppers as a lucky charm. In Italian, it's called cornicello, meaning little horn or hornlet. People, especially in Naples and southern Italy, like to carry them, hang them in their car or around the home for protection because of their supposed magic properties. The origin of this object dates back to the Neolithic times, when the horn was believed to be an auspicious sign of fertility and therefore power, because of its phallic shape. People began to make these small amulets themselves. They could be made of clay, wood, coral, and had to be strictly handmade to acquire the benefits of the maker. Attenzione! According to custom, you cannot buy a cornicello for yourself. It must be gifted to you, otherwise it would lose its protective function. Number 8. If you need to find a way out of an uncomfortable situation, this gesture is perfect. It's called the andiamo gesture. And an associated phrase is andiamo, meaning let's go. When do you use it? You use this gesture in Italy to say it's time to go. To do it, flatten your fingers except for your thumb and then move your hand several times with an up and down or diagonal movement. Depending on the situation, it can be used to express annoyance, boredom, to get out of an uncomfortable situation, or to tell someone you want to leave or you should leave together. Number 9. The next Italian hand gesture is quite ironic and is often used to mock someone for not being brave. It's called the paura gesture, meaning the fear gesture. An associated phrase is paura, scared. Now when do you use it? You use this gesture with mockery to ask someone if they're scared. To do it, turn your palms upwards, open and close all 5 fingers at the same time as a repeated action, as if pinching something. This gesture often implies that the other person is a coward. Number 10. This Italian hand gesture is quite cliche when talking about Italian gestures. It's called the perfetto gesture. An associated phrase is perfetto, meaning perfect. You use it when you think something is perfect. To do it, gather your fingertips like in the pinecone hand gesture, or use your thumb and index finger together and softly touch your lips with your fingertips while sending out an imaginary kiss. This traditional hand gesture can be replaced by the more international gesture for OK. Number 11. Caught someone doing something suspicious? Well, this gesture is perfect. It's called the gesture. Now, there's no associated phrase with it. So, when do you use it? You use this hand gesture when a person is doing something they're not supposed to be doing to describe a situation that seems a bit shady or even illegal. With your fingers pointing downwards, move your forefingers, not the thumb though, together harmoniously in a continuous circle. This gesture is accompanied by raising the eyebrows and the sound in perfect synchrony. Now it's time to take a look at some rude or offensive gestures. The first one, at number 12, is to express your indignation. Here's an Italian gesture to learn. This one's called "ma guarda te" gesture. An associated phrase is "ma guarda te," look at that, literally, but look at you. You use this Italian hand gesture when you're upset or annoyed by someone's behavior and you want to criticize them, as in, that idiot, or what the heck is he or she or you doing? How do you do it? You raise one arm with your hand open and palm held sideways or upwards. Bend your elbow pointing to someone who's bothered you. Number 13. Fed up with someone's behavior? Can't stand them? There's a very expressive and offensive gesture you can use in Italian. This one is called the "mi stai qua" gesture. An associated phrase is "mi stai qui" or "mi stai qua," meaning I can't stand you, but literally you're here on me. This gesture is offensive and a very direct way to tell someone they're unbearable and you can't stand them, either for their behavior or personality. To do it, hold your forearm horizontally against the stomach with your thumb and first 3 fingers touching each other and pointing downwards. The pinky finger stays outstretched. This time, touching your stomach carries a negative meaning, almost as if you're saying, I can't digest you. Number 14. The next hand gesture is also rude and cheeky. It's called the chin flick. An associated phrase is "chi se ne frega," who cares? This hand gesture is used to convey one simple and direct meaning. I don't care, or I don't give a blip. Now, how do you do it? Do this gesture by flicking your fingers out from under your chin and tipping your head slightly while making a sound with the mouth. Number 15. This gesture is among the most offensive of all. It's called the umbrella gesture or l'ombrello. The associated phrase is "ma vaffanculo," meaning blip off, with the F word, of course. Now, when do you use it? Well, it's a common substitute for the F-bomb to say to someone to get lost or to go to hell in the most offensive way possible. To do it, place one hand in the middle of the opposite arm and bend that arm vertically. Its name comes from the fact that the arm resembles the handle of an umbrella while performing this hand gesture. Avoid using it if you don't want to meddle in unpleasant situations. Number 16. Is somebody messing with you? Well, this gesture will probably scare them away. It's called the hand-biting gesture. An associated phrase is "se ti prendo," if I catch you. Now, when do you use it? You can use it to refrain from saying something you'll regret later, to make the other person know they're making you angry, and to show that you're about to lose your temper. To do it, bite the side of your hand with the palm facing downwards. This gesture can be more or less rude depending on the seriousness of the situation. Number 17. The next Italian gesture is not used to indicate the size of a pizza. In fact, it's a threatening and offensive gesture used to say, I really want to hurt you. This is called the buttocks gesture. An associated phrase is "ti faccio un culo così," I'll make your ass this big. Now, you use this Italian hand gesture as a threat to let someone know they've crossed the line and you are seriously thinking about hurting them. As in, I'll kick you so hard your bum cheeks will end up this far apart. Now, to do it, extend your thumb and index finger of both hands and open them to the size of, well, a pizza, depending on how big the threat is. Now, as I said at the beginning, there are hundreds of Italian gestures used in Italy on a daily basis. But if you manage to learn the good ones shown in this guide, you'll be well on your way. The good thing about gestures is that you don't really need to be fluent in Italian to use them. They are a parallel and often alternative way to say things in a colloquial manner. So keep it up, and before you know it, you'll find yourself moving your hands like never before and speaking like an Italian. Do you want to learn how to speak Italian? Got a trip coming up or want to communicate with your Italian partner or relatives adjectives in Italian? Now you can learn Italian with my unique 80-20 method. Registrations are now open to join Intrepid Italian, my series of online self-paced video courses for beginners, advanced beginners and intermediate students who want to take the next step with an effective strategic approach to learning Italian. As your guide, I walk you through each lesson step by step using my 80-20 method. My approach is different from traditional methods because I teach you the most important 20% of the language right from the beginning so you can start to speak straight away. Intrepid Italian includes everything you need to go from absolute beginner to a confident intermediate speaker. Available in 3 levels, each course is perfect if you value learning at your own pace. Materials include video lessons, audio exercises, downloadable worksheets, bonus guides, a private support community, and lifetime access and lifetime updates, all designed to streamline your learning while having fun. It even comes with my famous Celebrate with a Spritz guarantee. After 30 days of using Intrepid Italian, if you don't want to celebrate your newfound Italian skills with an Aperol Spritz, you don't have to pay a penny. Cheers to that! For more details, click on the link in the description below this video. Ci vediamo lì. See you there! In the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on those notifications so you get an alert when I post more videos like this one. Until next time, thanks for watching and happy language learning. Ciao ciao!